Hey there, this is Matt once again with another Tobe Hooper marathon. Finishing it up, have one more after this, which is Djinn. But this is Mortuary. Has nothing to do with the 80s film Mortuary, which has Bill Paxton. This is a movie that actually, a nice guy named Travis sent me a DVD with it on it, as well as a couple other pretty bad movies. But Mortuary is a 2005 Tobe Hooper film where you have Dan Byrd, Byrd. Dan Byrd plays the lead teen in this, and a year after this, he would be in the Hills of Eyes remake as the teenage kid of the family. And he would be in a couple other films, but those are the two I remember him the most. And I like the Hills of Eyes remake a lot. Definitely a lot better than this. You also have Denise Crosby, who was in Pet Sematary. She was in the first bit of Star Trek The Next Generation as Tasha Yar. Denise Crosby, I like her as an actress. I don't think she's bad in this, but that can't save the movie. This is Mortuary is such a poorly done flick. It's easily one of Tobe Hooper's worst movies. The plot is rather lame. The direction is pretty flat. You have some piss poor CGI, a lame duck fuck of an ending. You have some very annoying characters. I mean, the family, which is our teen lead, little girl who is his sister, and then the mom, played by Denise Crosby. I don't think the family is terrible, but then there's other characters. There's other people the teen lead meets in town that are pretty fucking aggravating. It deals with this family of three that move to this mortuary because Denise Crosby wants to build a business there as a mortician, I guess. They meet this guy who won't stop laughing, and I'm going, what the fuck? Why is this guy always laughing? What's the point of this? Is this just Tobe Hooper was he being weird for weird's sake? Hey, let's just have a guy who won't stop laughing, and that's supposed to be creepy, but instead it's annoying. They're looking around, the daughter's looking at a coffin that's in place, and it drops down and scares her. That's another thing this movie does from time to time is a loud jump scare noise that's supposed to be scary. They're looking around, they find this stuff called rock salt, and Denise Crosby mentions the rock salt. Oh, they used it here to make ice cream. And I'm thinking, really? Is that what rock salt does? Shows how much I know about ice cream. But that rock salt will come into play later. And the gist of it is this small black goo at one point crawls out, gets these drops of blood. And that's the thing, it's this black goo fungus at times in shitty CGI that lives in the belly of that mortuary. And if it gets on your face, it controls you. But before we get into that, the teen kid sees someone running around the cemetery. He gets a job at a diner. The sheriff talks with Denise Crosby, and he's a bit of a weird guy as well. It's almost as if he can't much talk, like he's getting ready to stutter, and talks about how you gotta watch these kids because they're gonna start having graveyard babies. I guess kids going out there to have sex. One of the people the teen meets is this girl who does this over the top job of telling this story about this kid and whose parents kept him in chains, and there's matches and embalming tools, and Bobby's still alive, he's locked in a tomb, and he's still alive, and he killed his parents. And the way she's doing it is so badly over the top. It makes me think of, there's this little kid in this film from the 80s called Pulse, and the kid was going, isn't that sad? Like, isn't that bad? But because it's a little kid, I kind of gave a little, and it's only a teeny bit of part of the film. This is one of the main characters in the movie. This girl who you may think will get sort of a love interest for the teen lead, and she's just awful in telling the story. I'm not even going to attempt to tell it how the fuck she did it. These three asshole teens that fucked with the lead kid, they go to the cemetery. One has like pink purple hair, one's a blonde, and one's an asshole. They're spray painting on the statue. They get to the scene and a figure pops out of the coffin to come over them, and then the movie cuts away. Then you have the teen kid and his two new friends. They're smoking weed while Denise Crosby has this Benny Hill hijinks with dead bodies. With oh my god, it's that plugged in and the blood's all over the place and oh shit. And I'm thinking, is this a fucking Three Stooges gag or is this a horror movie? Like these hijinks going on. Oh my god, the blood's out. And then she leaves, and then the black goo once again gets some of that blood. The sheriff looks at the same area that those three asshole teens were at, and he gets caught. Not any gore or anything, he just gets caught. Two of those assholes are off, and they show up at the diner, and one of them's twitchy, and one throws up this black goo onto the woman who owns the diner. Denise Crosby still being a mortician, and then the zombies, well, the dead bodies rise up and they spit black goo on Denise Crosby's face. So now it's just the teen kid, the little girl, the woman that's sort of the love interest of the teen lead, a buddy who you find out is gay, and then they find one of those three assholes, the one with the pink purple hair. She was running around there. So those five people. No, I think it was the blonde. Never mind. It was the blonde girl of the three assholes. Now that I think about it, because I remember there's a scene where they think, "Oh, can I trust you? Oh, that black goo. Let's cut her hand." They cut her hand, and there's no black goo out. So the five of them get in this little chase from these bad guys. You have a scene they stole out of the Blob remake, the Blob 1988 great remake, where the goo like the Blob jumps out of the fucking sink and grabs a person's face, only gets in their mouth, and now the blonde girl is turned. And you have some bad CG. So that blonde attached to four of them, and they throw that salt. And the blonde lady dissolves in this horrible fucking CG black smoke mist shit because of the rock salt. So they start battling them with this salt. That Bobby character that we heard the story of, the little girl meets him and she got caught by it, and she fools it by giving him red licorice. Yes, red fucking licorice fools Bobby. Bobby Joe! Bobby Joe! He fools the motherfucker with red licorice and runs away. Gets to the three, her brother, the love interest, and the gay guy. The gay guy gets a hand through his chest, so he's dead. They get to the Hellmouth from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's just, literally a mouth in the ground. And they're trying to throw I think the little girl in there. And they just start throwing salt. They throw salt on Denise Crosby. They throw salt on everybody. They throw salt down the mouth. They get the little girl. The three of them get out. There's an explosion. Well, kind of an explosion. More like just rumbling. And then you have an ending that makes no fucking sense because they threw the salt down there, and they did throw the salt on Denise Crosby, and when the salt was on the blonde lady, she went like that, so they threw it on Denise Crosby, and they threw it in this mouth of this thing, where I guess that's where the black goo came out of. No, the three of them are outside, and then the black goo comes out and grabs the lead teen and grabs him and then pulls him down. And Denise Crosby comes out, grabs the little girl, walks off. The love interest is just sitting there going, and then it's a downbeat ending for no reason. Now I know people will be, Matt, this isn't really a review, it's just you describing the entire movie. Exactly, because that's 10 minutes. 10 minutes it took me to describe the entire film. You don't need to see it now. I just saved you an hour and whatever change. I think it was like 80, 90 minutes. So I saved you an hour and 10 minutes. Or an hour and 20 minutes. I just saved you that time. Nothing else happens in the film other than what I just said. The characters aren't much to run home about. The lead teen, he's there, but I'll just watch him in the Hills of Eyes remake. Denise Crosby, she's okay, but it's not like she can save the film. The little girl, she was there. Take her or leave her. Supporting characters were lame or annoying as hell. If they tried to have a mystery about the mortuary, it didn't work. It was rather boring. I think that's the most part. It's a rather boring film. It's a rather uneventful film. It's not scary. It's not suspenseful. Once in a while, this CGI black fungus pops up, which looked silly, ridiculous, and laughable. The ending was downbeat, out of left field. Really? That's how you're going to end it? Very underwhelming. Very. And then you have this shitty song in the end credits. I don't know if they were trying to go for a death metal thing, or maybe not quite death metal, but like not some notches below death metal. It's not quite that, but it's like a little bit below that. This really, this is one of those things. It's just a poorly done shit fest. It's the writing sucks. The directing's nothing to run home about. There's not one shot in the film that I thought, oh, that's a cool shot. It goes at a slow pace. It's uneventful. It's boring. The plot is lame. This fucking black fungus, and oh, it gets on your face and it controls you. Okay, and a little bit of zombies, I guess. Best way to describe them. The the acting wasn't a standout. It just, there's not much to say about this movie. There's not much to say about this flick. There's not much to run home about. There's a reason why it's on a 4-pack from Echo Bridge Entertainment that's on one side of a disc. There's a reason for that. Screenplay by Jace Anderson and Adam Garage. Like, they made that so prominent on the cover as if I should know who the fuck those two people are. But yeah, this is easily one of Tobe Hooper's worst movies. Tobe Hooper, may rest in peace. This is not one of his. Yeah, 93 minutes. This is definitely not one of his better films. Yeah, I would say it's in this, at least, I would say the top 3 worst movies he's done. This, if I had to think of his top 3 worst, it'd be Night Terrors, this one, and the next one, which is his last movie, Djinn. It's just, when you look at a film, does it offer any funny moments? No. I mean, the giggling salesman just annoyed me. Annoying characters, whether it be the love interest that tells a story in such an over-the-top, terrible way. It's not even in a funny, over-the-top way. It's just a irritating way. The rest of this supporting cast were nothing. The music, I don't remember a fucking thing other than the end credit song was shit. Black fungus and some lame zombies. Not much to tell you other than that. So, I haven't seen. One day I want to give the 80s Mortuary a look. It has nothing to do with this, but hell, it has Bill Paxton, so automatically that makes it better. I haven't seen the film, but just because Bill Paxton's in it, automatically it's a better movie. May he rest in peace. But yeah, Mortuary, I'm sorry, Tobe Hooper. I love a lot of the films you did, but this is not one of them. Well, it's not much of a review. Well, because it's not much of a movie. When you don't have nothing to work with, then you can't do chicken shit into gold states. Gold coins cannot come out of chicken shit. See you later.